Okay, so we've talked about what we've been doing because it's been a while, and then just some of the health stuff. I know I've been dealing with some myself. Wanted to move into like the prayer requests,
Okay, yeah, that would be
and
good.
so I want to pray about that for sure. For you as well, viewer, we are appreciative. Shout out to your dad.
Yes.
I ran into him at the graduation party, and he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Man, he's just like such a great fan to have. If he is the only one, I would just take that. That's just great. It's just great. So shout out to you, and then to anyone else, you can put in the comments, or if it's private or something. I think you can DM on the YouTube channel as well.
I think so. I think even
Yeah,
on Spotify you can make comments.
that's
Not
true.
that I have been checking it. So if
I
there's
need to check
stuff.
it too. Yeah, I'll check. I'll
Me
check and make
too.
sure. But we're gonna pray in general. So shall we?
Yeah.
All right, let's pray together. Heavenly Father, what an opportunity we've been given to come together in moments like this when we're moving season to season and things are changing, not only in our bodies and in our lives, but just all around us as we're moving into the summer and our kids, for those who have little ones, and finding things for them to do through the summer as they relax and unravel or unwind. Lord, I just pray for this episode and for those who are listening, for their lives, Lord, the things that they're walking through, Lord. Sometimes you just never know what someone is going through. So we lift you up. We're thankful for your son, Jesus, what he's done for all of us on the cross. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
So I really enjoy pulling up our shared note, iOS
Mind,
note.
Manna, and Maker.
Yes. And we're gonna do the intro here, but I've just really enjoyed she has like a running sheet of thoughts, and that's how we get our episodes. And she's told me I can add to them, but I'm just like, these are so good. I'm just like, yes, let's just do that. So, all right. So let's get started here. Let's see how this works. The second button here. No.
Oh no, it was the first one.
Was it the first one? Oh no. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. That tricked us. It's been a while. Oh man, it is 9:02 a.m. and I am Pastor Fred here.
This is Julie.
And we want to welcome you to
Mind, Manna.
and the Maker. And that went pretty good. It's July 2nd, 9:03, Wichita.
July? Did you say July?
June. Oh no. We're just doing some time travel. That's all we're doing. Welcome back.
I've already been there.
Have you already been there? Yes. And we're going to talk about today is really cool. I didn't get the title of it in the actual note, but do you remember what we called it? Do you have it on your device there?
I don't know if you changed it.
Okay. So
what I have is called Inside Out: Emotion, Sadness, and Happiness Coexist.
Yeah. Emotions. You said something.
Sadness and happiness coexist. So, I mean, most of them do, but I just had this because specifically around sadness and happiness, there was something that had happened. Don't exactly remember what, but when this was happening, there was a conversation, but also the movie. The whole first movie of Inside Out talks about that, and that's kind of where it was coming up from. But I work with so many clients where through the healing process, there is this happiness of, oh my word, like I actually do have the ability to work through this, but then the sadness of grief that they had to go through this. And so it's usually very much intermingled when we go through that.
Man, I'm going to ask you this question as I read a couple of some contrasting things I had picked up along the way. Are there any combo emotions that you have felt more recently in your life?
For sure.
Okay.
I mean, I think sadness, happiness, and the same with graduation.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
It's like, oh my word, I'm like so proud of Kaylin for how much she's accomplished. The fact that she has grown. And I mean, obviously with this happens, you have lots of these memories of these babies, and I've been looking back at her baby pictures. I'm like, oh my goodness, this has happened so fast.
Yeah.
But also extremely grateful and happy that this is she's getting to experience this, because I do know so many families don't get this experience as well. And I mean, I work with clients that this is the what if or what could have been.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I have a mix, not only in my own life of sadness that she's growing up, but so happy that she is, but also in, work in where I hear other stories that they don't get that. They don't have that. Yeah. So it's sadness for their stories.
Yeah, man, it was rough for us. I think we always want our son to express or to show up as he is. Mm-hmm. And, I guess boys kind of process the thing differently.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it happened the way that we thought it would. And so he got up there and because he's so nervous.
He just blanked.
Yeah, he just blanked. He looked like he was just wandering kind of through a situation. And but the thing I appreciate is that he wandered, he made it there. Okay. He made it there. And it's because for me, if I mess up or if I don't know, I freeze but he just kind of was like, okay, I don't know.
He wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
There was another, at least one more that just started wandering in the wrong direction. We're like, no, the other way.
The other way. Yeah. Yeah.
Reminds me of kindergartners when they're kind of going through that. You're like, hey, let's go this way.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Oh man. But that embodiment of both emotions, there's a couple others here, and I don't know, hopeful and afraid. Mm-hmm. There's grateful and exhausted.
I think we can.
Have you had that recently?
Man, I'm not too bad now, but my kids are with my parents, so my mom's probably there right now.
Yeah.
I'm like
grateful and exhausted. Yeah. Excited and nervous.
Ooh, yeah.
Now, somebody said something about an emotion of being the same. I keep hearing that.
Okay. So I don't know if this is what they're referring to, but okay. So if you look at nervous, I see this as very similar. This is more of a medium where you can go fear or you can go excited.
Okay.
And so nervous has a little bit usually of both.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just okay, let's imagine, when we were teenagers and we're like, oh my word, we're going on our first date. There's a lot of fear there. Please don't slip up. I hope my breast doesn't smell bad. All the things.
Right,
but then there's that excitement too of oh my word, I have found them attractive for so long and I can't wait it's just here. So you have it kind of pendulum swings back and forth.
That's good. Yeah. That's exactly what I'd heard. It was something exactly just about like that. And it was that both it's the same thing, but it's just
the
two
same,
different directions.
Yeah.
You're saying,
your brain is highlighted in the same area.
There it is. Thank you. That's the best way to say that. Yeah. Highlighted in the same area.
And so that's the part. It's okay, it's that hesitancy and all of that. I do feel a little loud now that I'm talking.
Oh, it sounds great. Okay, let me, I'll turn down. Let's see.
Do you know which one it is?
I do. Oh, yours is.
Mine just feels a little loud in my ears.
How's that?
That's much better.
Much better?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Maybe even a little too much now.
Oh.
Is there a little middle ground?
How about that?
Okay.
It's all right. No, it's no problem. We can, a little more?
Let's see. That's, okay, I feel like that's better. Yeah.
That's better?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's good.
Okay. And if we need to, we can. Again. It's fine. So yeah, lighting up the same area.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So confident and uncertain.
Okay, this one I think would probably be more of a pendulum swing. I don't know that this one would be in the same spot. But okay, imposter syndrome.
Okay.
That's a great example of that.
That is a good one, yeah.
Where for me, I know I've had it over the last year and a half. I'm like, oh my word, I am not a good therapist. I can't, my brain, why is it shutting off? I can't, and it's been coming up. And this is something, this is going to be a little bit intermingled with one of my other ones I have.
Oh, on
the list.
Okay.
But
We'll link it.
We will have to link it
Okay.
together. But when you think about this, so I'm in my my certification process for Brainspotting. So I can still provide Brainspotting, but I'm not certified. Certification just means I know the science behind it. I know all of that. I'm not just doing the technique. I understand the foundational aspect, all of that.
That's
now,
cool.
that has been harder for me to remember than it ever has.
Yeah.
And that's another thing of the posture. It didn't take me much to learn growing up. My brain would soak in. Now, I hated tests, though. I hated tests.
Tests are just, I don't know.
It's like my brain, like, oh, yeah, I have a working knowledge of this. And so when we talk like this, I'm like, I'm good.
I noticed that. Yeah.
I can
feel
bring
like
it
you
up.
recall things like
But
that.
when it's like timer, test, bam, it's gone.
It's like, forget it.
It's like that stupid pop-up anxious game that it's like, and you're like trying to put in all the shapes. You're like,
I remember that game.
we have that game because my mother-in-law bought it for my kids. I hate it so much.
What is the name of that thing?
Anxiety. It's not actually, but I
should
think
be.
it's
Well,
something.
that's how our lives are. So
There's this something on Facebook. It's like da 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 anxiety, and I'm like, that's all that always goes in my head. But
funny. Oh no, and that's the perfect game to describe.
yeah.
Yes.
But or the other one, like I did not hear when you were at Branson and we were at the Wonderworks and you were trying to move that thing, and it's like bam, and then it hit the side, and it's like. Whoa! And that was so loud, and I'm like, nope, not doing it. It reminds me of the surgical game.
Oh yeah,
When you're
Operation.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't like that one either.
The guy and his nose lights up. Oh, terrible.
Beep beep. You're like,
Yeah. Oh,
can't do it. But
it's makes you feel like you did something.
but when you have that, like, and I can feel it, like that part sits in my chest,
Yeah.
and so I have that, but that's a lot of times when I have excitement of like anticipation, that also sits there, and I completely forgot what started this specific train.
Because you were talking about the memorizing of, like, we were talking about testing, but the reason why we talked about testing is because of this element of brain spotting that you
Correct. Okay, so I am getting certified for. Oh, I remember now. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when one of the things they had said, and this has been something I have been really assessing myself, she's like, if we fall out of the tail of the comet, this is a brain spotting terminology, because when we're in session with brain spotting, we're just supposed to be present, curious, and just following where the client goes. We're not supposed to anticipate. We're not supposed to. It's actually based off of the uncertainty principle by, what's his name? Werner. Yeah, you might want to look at it.
Uncertainty
principle.
Uncertainty principle is the Heisenberg? No.
Yes, Heisenberg, Werner Heisenberg.
Yo, listen to your German. Is that German, please?
Yes,
okay,
I think
thank
so.
you. Woo. All right, we'll take it.
And so it's based on that, where you don't know, you just kind of no assumption. And that's where brain spotting is the no assumption model.
Interesting.
And so we're not assuming when we're sitting in front. I'm not assuming where you're needing to go. I'm just being present. Now, that can be very hard based on having evidence training.
That's what I was going to ask you next.
And like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, I have all of that. So I have to be very careful, because I will probably like, oh, I already know where they're about to go with this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whoa. And so in that spot, I jumped out of the tail of the comet, because I just automatically knew where they're going. And so I'm no longer in the assumption model.
Wow.
I'm on that. And so, but one of the things they are saying that another thing to assess for is, are you in your 4 Fs?
That's a part of one of our episodes. I was looking through
One
the
of
list.
them, yep. And
How
so,
interesting.
which we all have them. We
Okay.
all go through these. This isn't normal. This is also, dogs go through this, reptilian. I mean, everybody, goes through this. So the 4 Fs, which if you're listening, you may or may not know this, but fight, flight, freeze, fawn.
Oh, wow.
And so if you feel, and this is where I've been assessing with clients, like, am I in one of those? Because I'm not very often, but sometimes something will happen, or this is what happens a lot of the time. A client will take something I said differently than I intended it, and then I feel frozen, like, oh no, I don't want to hurt them. That is my biggest fear, is hurting a client more than they've already been hurt.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. how neat it is to hear the internal part of what you do, because it sounds like there's even some, I wouldn't say therapy, maybe psychology. I don't know. There's things that you have to do in you, the tool that you're using to help and the training.
Yeah.
There are things you have to do to remain, like you said, non-assuming, or like, metering, like noticing things and what to say and what not to. That's incredible. Wow.
Most of the time people aren't cognitively aware of that, because I'm going to dazzle with some terminology. And I'm like, oh, please help me. I've gotten this. Remember.
I think I have dazzle sounds. No. Oh no. What about the...
Let's see.
Oh no. Hold on. Oh no. Okay. I think... Okay, that's done. Hold on. I have a dazzle sound. Hold on. Treat your... No, that's not it.
Wah, wah, wah. That one's good.
There it is. Enjoy. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
You might want to change that back or you're going to forget.
Oh, you're right. Okay. I think it's
there.
this one.
It's that one.
Okay.
It's the top one.
Nice.
But I think that just dislodged my brain.
I'm so sorry.
Too,
Okay. Okay. Woo.
We're getting back into it, people. It's been a few weeks since we've been off.
Enjoy what it looks like to get back into it. Yeah.
But I can't guarantee my brain's going to go there. No, I think it's gone.
No, it'll come right back, because what we're about to say now, because we were talking about the brain spotting, and that's where we started.
Yeah.
And then we started talking about how I said the tool, the mind, and how, to be able to, you said some people are not aware.
Yes.
And so
I don't know if this is where I'm going, but I'm going a different direction.
Yeah.
We'll see if it
reconnects.
But a lot of times, so in session, because I have some clients like, what are you thinking? And a lot of times I'm not trying to think. Oh, I do remember now. Yay.
Yes.
So when you're looking at this, we have the granular neocortex, which is granular. And the reason it's granular, and this is how I'm a very visual person. I give a lot of metaphors.
I love that.
And so imagine like the front of your brain is full of sand.
All right. Head is
So
full of
the
sand.
brain
Just the front.
sands are very grainy.
Okay.
So grain of sand, granular.
Okay. Very good. I hope
And
you're seeing
how
this.
my
Okay.
brain is like, oh, there's so many interconnections here, because you have to think, you have to problem solve, you have to do all of this. But you move into the second midbrain, or a mammalian brain.
Mammalian.
Because this is human, mammalial. So in the midbrain, that is the, the agranular isocortex.
Ooh.
And this is smoother. There's no grainy particles here. We don't regulate up here. We regulate in our midbrain.
Really?
And so that's where there's smooth. We can't think through emotion regulation, because we have to feel through emotion regulation.
I didn't know that.
And so that's why the healing through feeling is where my link comes up. Is
That's cool.
we can't think through it.
Yeah.
We have to feel through it. And so that's that. And then you have the reptilian, which is the allocortex, which is the all system.
Okay.
So you
Allo
have
is all.
So you have your cognitive, that's the front. Then you have your brain and body system, which is the mid. So movement. If I hit you, you could feel it.
Okay.
That's the mid. And then you have the nervous system, which you in the reptilian. So you have those. Regulation happens in the mid and hindbrain, which is the allocortex and the agranular isocortex. So the mid there. And
so good. So good, guys. Oh.
And so that's why when you're feeling through things, like you feel it, you can't think through it. And a lot of times when we're in brain spotting, people are like, I don't have any thoughts, but I feel it in my body. I'm like, great, let's just stick with your body. Just be curious about that lump in your stomach. Like that's it. Now, sometimes thoughts will then come up, because brain spotting is a bottoms up theory where you feel it. It moves up through your brainstem into your prefrontal cortex.
Really?
But it doesn't start there. And so when you feel it and then you start moving into that. Now, not everybody is recognized of their feelings. That can take time to learn.
Right.
I know that's something you and I have talked to.
Yeah.
But the more we feel it, the more that we're dropping into those other layers of our brain to be able to heal on the deeper level, because that's where trauma sits. It's not up here.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. And I've always wondered why. I've always felt like there's a disconnection with not knowing how I feel. And then when I do, I think I've even had that before where a thought would come later
Yeah,
on.
absolutely. You're like, holy cow, that makes so much more sense now.
Yeah. So you have to feel through rather than think through. So logic through is not going to do it.
No.
You have to
But
feel
that's
through it.
part of it, because when we're kids, we don't have the logical sense. And so when trauma gets stuck, it's then. So as an adult, we're like, well, it makes sense because blah, blah, blah. We can make sense of that. But our young parts of us don't understand that.
Wow.
And so this is where the inside out emotions really come in, because we can have that confusion and like, I wasn't cared for, I wasn't protected. And then our current set was like, yeah, because I mean, our parents did the best they could with what they had. They didn't know how to do that.
Yeah.
But that younger part of us didn't know that.
No, not whatsoever.
And so we have to connect with that young part, validate that emotion. And then it moves into the awareness of, okay, as soon as we feel that young part, that part's like, oh my word, I'm validated now. I didn't get this then.
Yeah.
But they do now because we're doing it.
Man, I think this is so important, not only for me, but I think for listeners, because sometimes you watch movies and things and they'll do like a spoof of like, like a person and their little childhood person. And it's kind of not made fun of, but it's kind of like it just seems like something not real or something. But with what you're describing,
It is so real.
Yeah, because you have to feel through it.
Yeah.
You literally have to go to that place. And it's a thing.
It is. And it's scary how people, tend to avoid that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't want to. And a lot of times it's not a cognitive thing. Like I'm seeing my 6-year-old self. Now I do, because I've worked on this. So I can like see my 6-year-old self in that. But she's very much integrated at this point where I don't get super reactive in that space anymore. Yeah. And so if you ever get to a point that you feel like you're acting not as an adult, because you're not.
Because you're not.
You're acting from that emotional stunted place that happened in that time. But a lot of times we're not cognitively aware of it. We're like, why am I losing my mind?
Yeah, right. Well, yeah.
There's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that.
And so that's why the Inside Out, I love this, because if you've ever watched the movie, have you watched them?
When you say them,
there's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them. I think I've seen the first one, but let's do a recap. Like, please share this.
So
tell me what you're.
The first one is about this little girl named Riley. And her dad gets a job. They were living in Minnesota. She's part of this hockey team. This is like the biggest part of her life is this hockey team and all her players. Well, he's like, hey, we're moving to California. And she's like, what? There's no hockey in California. It's cold, or it's warm. It's cold in Minnesota. Anyway, so she starts to go through all these emotions. She's like 11. So that being a female, I mean, that's already a volatile age moving forward for a lot of kids.
Right.
Anyway, she goes there and she because the cartoon moves into her inner world and all of these emotions that pop up. Fear is this purple, like gangly thing of like, and then anger is this like short little red guy that just explodes. And then disgust is this like green little just girl that's just like cool and everything. And then joy is this yellow, just got it all together. And then there's sadness, blue. She's just mopey and like, and so joy is constantly trying to take control.
Oh, interesting.
And so she's trying to take control of the that board thing, the control panel. And
of her mind,
And through this process, what's happening is, Riley's starting puberty. And so her childhood, world starts to crumble and Joy's freaking out. She's like, I don't know how to do this. She's trying to control it.
Yeah.
And during the process, as Riley is having to go through, a new experience, no hockey, going to a new school, and everyone's making fun of her and all of this, she's like shutting down. And so at one point she decides she's going to run away and the entire board just gets shut down. Joy can't take control. She's in freeze mode.
Oh, shoot.
And nothing works.
Yeah.
And finally what happens, Joy's trying to control it and trying to do that, but finally sadness comes over, puts her hand on it and starts to control the board. And then Joy's like,
Oh no.
how did she have this? But anyway, that got Riley back online with sadness.
Sadness. Wow.
And being able to get into that space. And so it kind of like through that process, Joy was realized, oh my word, we have to be together. There's two sides of most situations. Because I think you and I have talked about, like, one of the things I give examples of is my grandma. I mean, she's passed, it was in 2022. And so there's so much whenever something comes up of there's so much mixed together for me. There's sadness because I miss her. I wish I could tell her these most recent things with Aiden and Kaylin, but then there's that joy also that she's not in pain anymore. Yeah. I know where she's going to be. I know that her belief system, I'm going to get to see her again. And so I have that pendulum like shifting in one thing.
Man, the thing in that movie, now that I do recall, I haven't seen the second one. Have you seen?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
I'm probably
anxiety comes in that one.
Oh, is there a new one? Okay.
There's anxiety. There's embarrassment. There is what is his name? Anu. He's just this mopey like emo looking thing. I'm like, oh my word, this is a teenage girl, 100%.
100%. When I looked at the first one, the part that really spoke to me was the fact that Joy, and I think that sometimes we want to be optimistic
all the time.
Yeah. And so Joy was trying to stifle sadness. Like, don't bring your, it's like, oh, there's sadness again. Could you just go over here?
Yeah, hide her. Trying to hide her.
Yeah. And when you finally get into the emotion is when you get back online.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm learning that, guys. I'm learning that right now. So incredible. Okay. So now we talked about some of the combinations here. I wanted to bring up Psalm 23.
Okay.
Because there's the part that talks about, yea, though
I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
And the valley of the shadow of death, it doesn't say, like
walk through the valley of flowers, wildflowers.
Right. There's no wildflowers out there. It's the valley of the shadow of death, and it sounds so negative, like, oh,
when you're a kid, I'm like, I just remember hearing this one. I don't want to ever go through that. I don't want to ever walk through this valley. Where does this exist? Yeah. Now as an adult, I'm like, oh, I get it. I've been there. Yeah. Like we've been there now. The older we get, it's like, okay, I understand now. But as a kid, you're like, oh no, yeah, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be anywhere near Revelation either.
Right. That's another one. Then you have a beast coming out. Yeah. No, and it's interesting. The valley, so it's a valley of the shadow. And it's interesting how a shadow is something that looms, hangs over you. And it's not even that, it's not like through the valley of death.
No.
It's the valley of the shadow of death. And so it's like this thing, like, I don't know, it's...
I mean, when you ever think about it, because when we're kids, we had this, and it's so funny because it's such a stereotype of like going to your grandparents' house and sleeping in one of their rooms and like the shadows at night that start to and we had a tree that would hit the window, and I'm like,
oh, that's perfect.
I remember thinking like we had these severe steep steps. Oh. And this, I don't remember if we talked about this online or if it was like just in one of our personal. But if you've ever had one of these dreams that you fly, and I remember, I think this was at Branson, maybe we were talking about this, but we had very steep steps. And I remember I had this dream while I was there. Like I started falling down these steps, but if I willed myself enough, I could fly. Like the more I put into it, the more I would levitate off the ground. And so I would like fall from these, very steep steps because it's an old house. Like whatever reason, these old houses thought that we had smaller feet. And
horrible.
And so I would fall, but I would like will it in my dream, and I'd start floating, and then I'd like even harder, and I could like levitate even higher. And I just remember waking up like, oh man, I really need to think hard enough and I can do this. I never tried like awake as far as I remember, but you're the first person I've ever heard that did that. Like I have never known anybody. Like usually when we fall, it's like you fall either down and you jump scare, wake up, or you just keep falling off of something. Oh, I've had those too. So that's
it's a mess, but so So with all of this,
because that looming shadow,
yeah,
I mean, I think that is because how many times, to me now as an adult, it's like the valley of the shadow of death. We know we have that, journey ahead of us unless God comes in our time.
right.
I mean, but that is a journey of death that we will. So we have this looming shadow of knowing on earth.
Yeah.
That's the direction we're going for. Without him, definitely.
Yeah. Wow, that's a really good perspective. No matter who you are, the shadow of death is a thing,
Yeah.
and it's something that one day will become real. But if you have that hope that of a story that doesn't end when the shadow becomes the reality of death, it makes knowing you're not alone while you're walking through.
Because
it.
then you can still have that fear, but also that hope.
Wow, so you just brought it together. Yeah, we've got the combo, guys. There's the combo. You said the hope and the what?
Fear. The
And the
fear
fear.
of, because, no matter who you are, it's like, I'm not sure I really want to go on this journey.
Yeah.
Like, even if you've lived your whole life, maybe at that point you're like, I'm tired, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Like, I've lived a good life. I've raised kids. Like, I've done that. So it's like going to sleep. I love how this is a Harry Potter reference.
Yeah.
And one of I think it's the Philosopher's Stone, which is the first one. And at the end, like, they find this because Voldemort's trying to get it, and it's going to give him eternal life, like immortal life. Right. And they're trying to, but Nicholas Flamel is the one that created this with him and his wife. And Harry's like, but won't that be sad because they had to destroy it? And Harry Potter or Dumbledore said, he's like, really, for them, it's like going to sleep after a very long day.
Wow.
And I was like, to me, that's exactly what I want that journey to be like, going to sleep, knowing that when I wake up, I get to see Jesus.
Boy, oh boy. I agree with that. I agree with that. And well, I feel like you're reaching into, or you're taking us into a space that I feel like as a believer, that sometimes it feels shameful if we're like, let's say you feel fear and faith, right? Like the two can live in the same
And I think
space.
That's now growing up.
Yeah.
I feel like there was this overarching theme of you can't have fear.
Yeah.
You must have full faith and nothing else. And I was like, I don't think that's realistic.
I
think
so
even
either.
Jesus had fear when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane saying, Lord, please take this cup away from me. I don't think he would have been crying tears of blood.
Right.
Like, that part of his brain had to have been on fire, but he did it anyway.
Wow. That's incredible. And that's a greatest example. That's the greatest example of our Savior. And I guess I want to encourage those of you out there, and myself even, because I was raised, I don't know how that happens. I don't know that anyone sat and explicitly said that to me, but the fact that faith and fear, so you might have fear, you might have some doubts, but it's okay. Let's walk through it together. You're not alone. It's okay, because it makes you think, well, I just don't have faith then, or they don't have faith, and that's why you feel the way you do. Like feelings are the enemy, and that you can't possibly have both or be experiencing both.
And emotions, this is something, I think it was Reclaiming Melissa online.
Oh, interesting.
She talks a lot about trauma. And one of my clients was like, I found her online. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I get so many resources from my clients. Yeah. Like, I don't know it all. Like, I learn so much from my clients, and I am so incredibly grateful every single day for the lessons I learn from just sitting with people. But
it's cool that you get to pull from that. It's really neat.
It's just, it's amazing.
And that you're willing to learn too. Like, you're right. We're all learning and growing.
That's a growth mindset. If we ever get stagnant, that's a problem.
That's when we
have to have a growth mindset. Excuse me, but crap. Now we're going. I'm like, it was really good. I remember. Yay. My brain is kind of working. Yeah. But just because we have an emotion doesn't mean we're dysregulated.
Oh, interesting.
But a lot of people think, we're feeling this. No, Now, how we respond to that will prove whether or not we're dysregulated. But having fear doesn't mean we're dysregulated. It's how we respond to it. Now, if we get popped out of our window of tolerance and we start having a panic attack, then we're dysregulated.
Okay.
But if we have that fear, like, oh no, what are we going to do? We're still within that window of tolerance. We're still able to think. We're still regulated. Having an emotion to an event is absolutely normal.
Wow. This is very important to hear right now, because that's something for me as well. I don't like fear. I think because I was probably taught that. I think maybe my fear moves beyond just the regular feeling. And so I try to just get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
Just don't have fear at all. Just be brave and like run into everything. Like you said, the F's, the flight, the fight, the fawn, and the
freeze.
So sometimes I'll freeze, but sometimes I'll fight. I'll run towards it. I'm like, you're not going to take me down like this. And it's a mess.
Like you're trying to fight that shadow of like, come on, get me.
Yeah.
Be like, have you ever tried fighting a shadow?
Right. Yeah. It doesn't go well for anybody. It just doesn't. So yeah, no, that's great. That was something else I needed to hear today. And so I hope that's for someone else out there who realizes that as well. So let's talk about the manna here. We've talked about how the mind, right? And so hopefully I can't do the terminology like you did, but I've got sand in my head right now.
Yeah. Your neocortex, you're thinking through this, you're processing through this.
And then I have that smoother area that's like my
agranular isocortex.
Yeah.
Yep. The body system, mind system.
Yeah. And then I've got a lizard back there.
The allocortex. Yep.
Okay.
That's the nervous system.
Yeah.
Because everybody has that. When you think of insects, all of that, they all have the reptilian brain. Everybody does. And then you move up the scale of people.
Oh, okay.
And so you have your insects that just have instincts.
Yeah.
There's no emotion connection. There's no they have a baby, leave. They don't have any connection there. Then you move up to, fish, same thing. They just have the eggs and leave. It's like, good luck. Turtles, they lay their eggs and swim off. Half those turtles aren't going to make it to the water.
Where are you going, Mom?
So, okay, there's nothing connected. And then you move up to mammals.
Yeah.
They have more of that connection. Whales will mourn their babies if they die. Elephants mourn their babies. They come back to the same burial sites. They have these memories and connection.
Oh,
That's
I didn't know that.
mammal. And then human have that emotion in it. Because even like they've said, I think dolphins they can be sad. So they do have some of that emotion, but we have that higher thinking executive function is what sets us apart from the rest of them.
Wow. Okay. So what about dogs and cats? Are they
They're more in the mammal area. They nurse their young. They have that, but they don't have that executive skill function.
Okay.
And I don't know about cats. Those are little evil creatures that knock things off the counters. I think they probably have some executive skill. Be like, I want to make my owner mad today. Pooh!
Right. I've seen that. They've caught it on video. These cats.
They look straight at you too.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-year-old. They're like,
Ezra's been doing that lately. He's been looking right at me. Like he kept splashing in the tub. And I'm trying to my method is, there's the rod, right? And some kids may need the rod at a certain era because he just will not. And so I'll tell him and then I'll leave and immediately he'll do it, or he'll do it right to my face. And I'm like, what is that?
That's a developmental skill for one. They're challenging and be like, what can I get away with?
Yeah. And I don't know. That's new to me. And I'm a long game guy. I'll come in and I'll sit and I'll hold on to his hands and I'll say, no splashing, buddy. Because he's just splashing it everywhere. Just handfuls of it all over the floor.
Did Moses not ever do that?
No. Moses did not.
It's always the second child.
Yeah. I don't know. Moses did not. He didn't challenge really. He probably will later. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Maybe, but I know it's always that all right, teenagers are overgrown toddlers. And I'm like, uh-oh. When you think about some of your toddlers, you're like, oh, please. Can we have only gone through this once? But
oh man, yeah. So it's interesting, like you said. So to move from the mammals and that, so these different functions of the brain. So we talked about the mind, and then we've talked about these feelings like through this movie and how two things can exist.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked about how even in faith that we can have fear and faith, and that's okay. And that was really important for me to hear because, you can look at it as, oh, I don't have enough faith. And then we make it about our faith.
But how is that faith supposed to grow without fear?
And that's true too. Yeah. Because it's challenging your next, who you're going to trust.
Yeah.
Who you're going to trust. And there are times that I don't trust so well and other times I do better. And I keep stretching and growing. And I love what you said about growing mindset, because I think for me, like, you can go as deep as you want with God. You can go deeper, but I think of some of our forefathers, like Avram, like being out there, leaving his family. He could have been like, so this is as far as I can go. God makes a promise, and you keep walking towards that promise.
Yeah,
and so, yeah, that's incredible. And then so I was kind of thinking of manna. The stuff in the desert, if you didn't know, that God would feed the Israelites and it would just show up, tasted like coriander seed. But to me, where mind and maker come together, God made the mind. Psychology is real, therapy is real, but also God, and where they meet in the middle is this manna.
Yeah.
Like, right? So what's our manna moment today? What manna will we eat today?
And it might be different for every person.
And that's true too. That's a very good point. Yeah.
Because when you look at something, I'll watch a movie multiple times if I like it. And I'm like, oh, I didn't notice this before.
That's true.
So Titanic was a great example. Like, this was my second time because Adam and I went before. And so I went in this time, like, one, wanting to see how the kids observed it. Like, that was fun. And good. Wanting to see if I noticed anything different. And that's where it's like, because I do think that you will notice things every time you experience something. I mean, with your kids, with that, I mean, you get to know them pretty well. Like this morning when I was just talking on the phone, I was like, Aiden, change your clothes. And I didn't see him. I just heard him. He's like, how'd you know? And it's like, so you get to know people so well sometimes. But the more, like, this has to do with it, the more you sit, the more we learn about ourselves. I don't go a day without learning something about myself too. I'm like, oh,
I didn't know that. Interesting.
But like, okay. Or like, moving into this new phase of my life where I will be for the rest of my life. I'm like, holy cow. Yeah. When you think about it, I mean, I am on this side as long, if not actually longer than I was on the other side. And I'm like, so I can either wallow in this or make the best of it and learn. And I'm like, I'm actually shifting the way I want to start to, I'm planning to do Brainspotting. I will continue doing this until I can't any longer, but I'm also shifting my mindset into more of the second age of life for people, because I'm starting to experience that. I'm like, oh my word, I didn't grow up learning about this. Yeah. And I think God has, in the Bible, he has so many ways. I mean, I think of Sarai, where she was way too past age having a kid. Yeah. Like, there was no, I'm 40 and that is a nightmare. I mean, and so when we think of it, and I think that to me is where the manna really sits, is what are we taking in this that we're going to challenge ourselves to grow? Man. And that can be a lot. That can be a one thing, because for me, where I know I come up, because I don't remember if it was a dad, but one of them was like, I know you've asked, like, where do you come up with all these ideas? It's like, everywhere. Everywhere I go. Clients, driving with the kids, a movie. I'm like, oh, that would be a really good topic. Yeah, that's true. And so it just comes wherever. Because metaphors, as I've told, is I live in metaphors. I see things like that grain in my head. Like, I visualize that now. I'm like, incredible. Wow, that makes more sense. Like, the more thoughts, the more cognitive. That's the bag of sand right here. Right here, yeah. I was like, but when we move, I'm like, I can remember that now. And I remember I've had multiple. I actually like working with guys in therapy, because so many times they haven't had this opportunity. Yeah. And so I feel a severe honor that I can actually help move them through some of these stages that they didn't get.
Yeah.
And I think men's mental health has been severely neglected.
Yeah.
And so there's such a stigma on feelings
Yes.
and emotions.
Oh man.
And I was
Yes.
like, yeah, we forget Jesus was the epitome of all these, and he went through all of them.
All of it. Yeah, that's right. That's
And
right.
so I'm like, being able to be in that space, I feel much more of honor, because there's therapists that are like, I will not work with men. And I get it based on their own history. I mean, and if that were the case based on my history, I probably would avoid them too.
Yeah.
But I don't feel fear in that. I mean, in that space, because most of the time it's just, hey, they're hurting.
Yeah.
And guys, they hide hurt way more than females do.
Yes, we do. We do.
And
Oh,
so it's like, if we can take anything from this, it's, I mean, being able to mold the two, that Jesus is our ultimate example. And if he was able to, I mean, connect with the disciples, and he was let down though. Sometimes he's like, hey, stay up and pray for me.
Yeah, come on, guys.
And then he'd come back like, I asked you to pray for me. Like, and it didn't. But it's being able to say, okay, find our people and to share these emotions with. It's like, obviously Jesus is always there, but we do need people connected in our lives to say, hey, because I think this is another one. I don't remember if I wrote it down, but I was thinking about it. It's, I think maybe I did. I don't remember, but it's like when they ask like the authenticity, genuineness of like, oh, how are you doing? And we're like, oh, we're fine.
I'm fine. Yeah. Oh man, that's the
That
thing.
irritates me.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to lie, but I'm like, oh, I'm going pretty good. But then I don't also want to give I'm tired today.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds really, but how many people are actually willing to sit down and say, hey, I don't think you're doing really well. Let's go talk.
Let's go talk it out. Yeah.
Because
man.
it's usually in passing. Hey, how are you doing? Because it's just that social etiquette that
social etiquette. That's the word. That is the word, man. Like, I guess for me, as I'm listening to you speak, the term you said of having a curiosity, it's an actual type of therapy or approach that you have in your profession. And I forget what you called it.
the no assumptions model.
Yeah, the no assumptions model.
That's Brainspotting, where it's the uncertainty principle is Werner Heisenberg.
Yeah.
And so it's that just sitting with it.
Yeah.
Being present. Because when you do that, when you're out in nature, do you assume what they're going to do, or do you just be present and learning?
Oh, that's a great example. Nature, like I know what there's no way to anticipate anything.
This bee might get hit by a tree. It could be like eaten by a bug. You have no idea what's about to happen.
That's probably the best example. And I think the reason why is because that's why people need nature. And that's why we go into nature, because we look at, we're about patterns. We watch for patterns. They make us feel good, like, what you like to drink in the morning, how you like to dress. I know what I like to do. I love my routine. And in with human interaction, it's easy to look at somebody.
Yeah, because that challenges the fear.
Yeah, that's right.
Because if you know, then you know what to expect.
Yeah, it's great.
Then you're like, I'm good now.
I'm good now.
I know what to expect.
Oh my
And this is where anxiety sits, because people want to know and they want to assume, like, nope, I need to know even before it happens so that I'm prepared for what happens. Like, what's that going to do for your life? Like, okay, great. Let's make sure we have gas in our car before we drive. That's probably a good thing.
That's a good one.
Let's not live on the edge with that one.
That's right. So there's some things that you can, you can. And, I ended up having, after you were talking about the long line of things, and from the ending of school to the graduation to the class trip to camp meeting, you know what that does. Earlier we talked about how, we lost our groove. We lost our groove at the house. It's a mess. You should see my car. There's like a plate like that was eaten out of, and there's all kinds of stuff everywhere.
You just don't have the energy. You're like,
it's just, it's a mess. And it's like, and what happens is the people that you love the most, and this is with my wife, we ended up like the people that, because you're working together, it's like you're in triage. You're supposed to be. Yeah. And then it gets to that place where you become mortal enemies, and you're like, no, you're against me. And so we had a moment that was rough, and we were kind of at each other, and that assumption, you said that mindset of because you know each other so well, so you anticipate what they're gonna do, and so you think you know. And so it's when you finally get to that place where you sit in that emotion that you're trying to avoid, and that you feel like you're not supposed to have, which is, for me, it's the sitting in it, because to me it's yucky. And then for her it's the assumption, because she does know, like you said, like you can, to a certain extent, it's helpful.
Yeah.
Putting gas, you can know certain things, but she knows very well. Like she can pick apart, she can listen to.
Because you guys have known each other since how old?
Oh, I mean, like we were just talking about that. I think we're by this December, it'll be 30 years. 30. I've known her longer than when we were.
Because you guys are what, 44, 45?
Yeah, like I'm 45, she's 44. Like,
yeah, that's our kids' age.
Yeah.
That's scary.
It is scary. I've been with her longer than she was with her parents growing up.
Yeah.
Like that's.
So she does know you.
She does. She does.
And I think that's the hardest part, because when we learn this, I mean, she went through with you in she knew you in your like epitome of puberty.
Absolutely.
Like the worst of the smelliest times.
Absolutely. Oh,
and she's still with you.
That's love.
That is
love. That's love.
That is dedication.
That is dedication.
I mean, I've told Adam this, and he knows this. If I would have met Adam at that age, there's no way we would have been together. No way.
Right.
It is a very big blessing that he and I met after he had been through that phase of his life.
Right. See, God is good.
But when you see that, and you do, I mean, and this goes back to what we've talked about, our default settings, our nervous system. She's used to you shutting down.
Yes.
And then her feeling scared.
Yes.
Because then her emotions are floundering out here with no support.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly
And
right.
so when you challenge this and you show up for those emotions,
and
they're like, let me hold these for you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take them personal because these are yours, but I'm going to hold them safe for you.
Yeah.
That's what challenges her nervous system. Like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah. You're right. You're right about that. And it takes so long to get to that place. But when we got there, I was like, wow, this is
you unlocked
wonderful.
A new experience.
Yeah, unlocked. I'll tell you. And that's why that mindset of sitting in it, the emotions, having two emotions. I was experiencing a couple on our list here, the two together, and they're scary. But then when you do it, it's something unlocked.
Yeah, it's like that big old shadow of these gnarling teeth, and then you like move the sun, and it's this little tiny beep, beep, beep.
That's so funny you said that. That's so good. Yeah, you just shift the light source around.
And they're like, oh, oops.
That's so good. Yeah. That's so good. So that's my Manna moment, taking what you've said and how it's applying and kind of like in the area of my life right now. Because
I think ultimately, and this is what I do, I take it for myself, but I know Adam struggles this with as well. It's like, and I can find the words more, but being able to take my big emotion, and I've told him this kind of half jokingly, I'm like, you should feel honored that I can act like this towards you because that means I love you. And he's like, no, but he's like, no. And we have gone to that, thankfully. It's like, if I'm showing my big emotions to you, then I trust you.
I trust you. That's so true. That's
like,
so
I don't
true.
show these big emotions with people I don't trust.
Yeah.
Like, I will kind of, like, now I might get, I don't know that I yelled at any of the kids on our class trip.
I don't think so. I think you have a directness to you, which I think is good. I think it kept things together. It went well, I feel.
But I didn't have to. I don't feel like I had to yell.
No.
I have lost my mind on some things, like when we were at Gillette. Like, I'm like, guys, because the weather was horrible. Like, I did like raise, and I was a little bit more in my flight there, like, oh my word.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately, like, most people will not see that, but Adam sees all of that with me at any given moment. And like this morning he came in, I was like, why is Kai in his kennel? And he's like, Adam was working on homework, so I know. He's like, he tried peeing on the floor. I was like,
oh no,
dude, did you not let him outside to pee? He's like, he wouldn't go outside because it's raining. And so we had this dialogue, and he's just like, I could tell he's like getting ramped up because when he's in his headspace of working on homework, I get that. But I was like, and anyway, he came up and he's just got this stern look. I was like, why are you mad? I was like, because he's like, you know, I don't like getting shifted out of my work. I was like, sorry, I just didn't know why I was in a kennel. It's like, has he been out yet? Like, they can only hold their bladder for so long.
Right. Oh, their bladder.
And so I'm like immediately, and I do this all the time. Like when I wake up, I immediately am thinking, okay, dogs need out, they need fed, kids need fed. Like
That's what
I don't
Denise
think
does.
of me first usually.
Yeah,
like
right.
I might go to the bathroom first, but other than that, like I'm usually
Boom,
getting kids, all that. Adam, and it's not bad. I have expressed it as bad. He immediately gets up. Well, no, he doesn't. He takes a long time to get up. He adjusts. It's like slow. It's like a train. Once he gets going, he's good.
Yeah.
But it takes a while for him. But he usually meets one of his core needs first. He'll usually eat first. And I'm just like, what are you doing? The kids need fed. The dogs need fed. Like, they can't do this themselves. I'm like, yes, the kids can, but the dogs can't. And so I'm like, my panic of like, things aren't getting taken care of.
Yeah.
They can wait. Now, the peeing part, maybe not. The dogs need to let out.
The dogs gotta go.
But I that's something I've really had to challenge myself on, because I felt like I've put in that space of he is so selfish. He's not selfish. I know he's not selfish when I'm not in that space.
Yeah.
It's like he'll usually do whatever I ask. Maybe not in the exact timeline. That's gone better. Like when we were younger, oh my word, it would take days. And I was like, oh, Mike, I asked you 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's gone.
We had a discussion actually recently about that.
Our timelines are different.
Yeah.
Like women's timelines usually a lot more shorter, and the guys are like, this is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
No. Maybe not to you guys. To us, it feels like a big deal.
Yeah.
And is it life or death? Not normally.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's still important, and that's something that I'm learning as well. So, but so good. Yeah, this is great. You know, because it's like when you're the people you love the most, the people you trust the most, being able to life together through feelings and emotion. I think it's so important.
Yeah.
I think it's
holding space for those people, because
that's what
because the challenge I want for you, I'm going to give you some homework, is not to take Denise's emotions personally, but know that it's her communication as well.
Okay.
It's like, because I think you and I've talked about it, all behavior is a form of communication.
Yeah.
And so if we can detach that from our own identity.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good.
And say like, wait, okay, hold on. Yeah, she's frustrated, but does that make me a bad person?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we will take that on. Yes, that's shame.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take that on as like, oh no, what did I fail in?
Yeah.
That caused that. There's probably nothing that you could. It's her own like sleep deprivation, your sleep deprivation, all of that. And this is why we need to sit in this no assumption.
Oh man.
And just say, okay, this is middle ground.
Yeah.
This is Switzerland. We're on this side.
I like that.
We're looking at each other and we're putting everything here. We're not going to take it off onto ourselves.
Yeah.
We're sitting it here and say, okay, let's explore this together. What can we take off of this, settle it so it's off of this, and eventually then we can meet and support. But we have to do that work first to get it off, because we're going to look at it from different angles.
That's so
Adam
true.
and I always look at things from different angles.
Yeah.
Our most recent, I wouldn't say it was an argument. I did get elevated finally because he kept pushing, and I was like, I've answered this 5 times, but it wasn't a way, because we were talking about vigilante.
Oh, yeah.
And what my opinion about it shouldn't be that one experience, and it was a whole thing. It was really interesting, but he's like, I was like, my opinion about it does not mean that's what the technical legal term.
Yeah.
I was like, for me, a vigilante is someone that has a random experience. They might have an emotional experience with something, but then they want to like destroy everything connected with it. But for me, like if a dad came and protected his kids and like dealt with one person, I don't view him as a vigilante. I view him as someone that's protecting his kids. But now if he takes up the role and like now takes everyone out that does something similar to something that happened to his kids, that would make him a vigilante. And we were going through all that, and he was just like, he saw it from a different angle than me. I was like, this is my opinion. This has nothing to do with facts. If we were to go to a court of law, the dad would probably be called a vigilante. I don't view him that way unless he takes the list off the internet and then starts marking everyone else and taking them out. Like then I would view him as that. But he kept saying, well, I don't understand. I'm like, you don't have to understand. And it's just some things we're going to have a little different views on it because men and women think differently a lot of the time.
That's so true. That's so true. What a blessing. What a blessing it is to be able to talk about stuff like this because, like as a person, as a male, and I feel like this episode speaks very loudly to me because I'm not used to, emotions, period, acknowledging them, but that the fact that there can be two in one.
And it would be okay because let's imagine this. If you were to come up and immediately you guys start and Denise is maybe like something's going on and what would happen if you labeled your emotions in that moment?
Man, yeah,
that would be a mess. Hey, I don't know what you call her. Hun, love, Denise,
Bae.
Yeah. Be like, if you were to saying, hey, I'm noticing a couple like conflicting emotions internally. Like, I'm going to identify them so I can hold space for you.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And be like, I'm noticing some fear here because I feel like she's starting to take this out on me. Like I did something wrong. And then you have to challenge, is she or is she just sharing her own stuff?
Yeah.
And this is her plea of you being able to hold that for her.
Wow. Man, you just gave me a free sesh. Like I'm totally taking this. I'm running with this because I like what you said about holding this holding space thing. I feel like is probably the best phrase for this in this episode for this thing where multiple emotions can happen in one sitting. So I'm going to take that. I think that's my manna. I'm going to take my manna and I'm going to take it with me.
And it is going to give you a mindset of growth.
Yes. Oh man, guys, I don't know. I'm talking to my guys out there. Keep listening, keep watching, and keep practicing.
Yes, because when we're in the moment, it's like, okay, why do we practice tornado drills?
Oh, that's so good.
Because in the moment, like when it's needed, we need to remember our nervous system needs to know what to do, but we will not know if we don't practice when it's not stormy.
Yeah, that's true.
Because immediately that happens, we go into the mid and the hindbrain. Yeah. We can't think there.
Man.
That's why we have to practice this all the time, so that in the moment when these big things happen, we don't move back there and we forget because it's now muscle memory.
It's muscle memory. Oh man, just like the rehearsing for the graduation. I know they practiced it.
But then people come and sat in those seats. You're like,
it's a whole different thing.
It's a whole different thing.
Oh man, that's so good. That's so good. Well, I have to go upstairs to staff meeting actually.
Oh yeah.
So I have I think I've enjoyed this a little more than I don't know. I feel like this has been very helpful for me. I don't know why I just totally got a session right now. So I thank you. Like I needed that actually. Good. So I'm thankful for that. Well, let's the first one here. Yeah. Let's so friends out there, you're not alone, and there is a space for your emotions. And my name is Pastor Fred.
This is Julie.
And we're here on
Mind, Manna,
and the Maker. We'll talk to you next time. Oh man, I didn't expect that to go that way. I'm so glad because I love to be able to talk about stuff that recently happened. And then
apply it. Be like, ooh, I can adjust some things.
Yeah.